choice, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is starting out great.
Mm-hmm. We haven't even started yet, man.
I was going to say, barely any of this will go into the podcast, but speaking of the podcast, are we ready to do one?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Do one.
Stick one in my ears.
Oh.
The enthusiasm, that's my favourite part. Welcome to episode 30 of FRUK Unwrapped, the official podcast of Food Review UK. My name is Nathan Peterson, and tonight we're going to be delving into the weird and wonderful world of food quirks. But before we get into that, let me first introduce the other freaks on this show. First, he's tastier than a sugar sandwich, more complex than mayo on beans, and more irresistible than chips in gravy. He's the quirk jerk, the fad lad, and the beard of weird. It's Stuart Bullock.
Thank you, Nathan. I very much enjoyed all three of those new nicknames. I think I'm going to be the quirk jerk, though. I'm gonna take that one on board and live that for the rest of my life.
You're welcome. I'd like to give you as many nicknames as. I mean, it's no co-host you want to blow most, but I mean it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, depends how you're taking the jerk part of it, but.
Well, absolutely. How's your healthy eating going? You still doing well? Okay, we'll move on then.
I haven't given up. There's still intention.
All right, fair enough. I was going to bond with you about the fact that I've joined your club, but let's move on. Next up, he's pointing to himself. He knows he's coming. That's what she said. I usually write something funny, disturbing, and derogatory about the next guy, but nothing I could think of was worse than reminding you that this prick dips his chicken nuggets in ice cream. It's Michael Jameson.
Whee! Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Sometimes the truth is all you need.
That's it. It's usually enough with me.
Absolutely.
More than enough.
How are you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Funnily enough, I'm actually. It's very mal-informative to say that I've started a healthy eating kick, but I have stopped snacking. I'm probably intending to exercise slightly more, and so I hope that just instead of getting fatter and fatter, I'm hoping that my weight will just stop where it is, which is quite overweight.
Are you thinking about cutting out any other of your bad habits?
No.
Yeah, or breathing.
Well, I feel like if you take away too many things, you just become a shell of a human. And if you take away my bad habits, I feel like you sort of lose my normal personality. So my baseline.
Correct. I'm failing to see a downside.
Well, I'm certainly going to continue breathing, so I'm sorry to disappoint you.
And finally, our guest tonight. Well, he's never been on the show, and yet he's still caught more shit from me than anybody else. If I could, I'd tell him to go fuck himself 37 times, and yes, that is in a row. Please welcome Emo Kev himself, Eric Bylenok. Go fuck yourself. How you doing, Eric?
Great. I'm just happy to finally be on the Michael Jameson podcast.
Yes, cool. I'm gonna fucking love this episode.
No, I've been looking forward to this for a while. I listened to this show, and I am not gonna start eating healthy, and I am not exercising. So just in case you're gonna ask.
Well, so just me then, which I mean, to be honest, a lot of the viewers of the channel probably think that I should be the one that's eating healthy. From the comments we get, but how are you doing anyway?
We could all do with it, to be honest.
I'm doing good. It's a busy day. Had a new furnace installed because mine took a shit. It's November 6th, so I'm trying to squeeze in going to vote today. It's a pretty big day. Everybody's kind of trying to get that done, and I'm squeezing in the podcast.
Now, you mentioned about voting there. Now, I think, if I'm correct in saying this, you're a huge Trump supporter. That's correct, isn't it?
Absolutely. I just want to make sure that he continues to have unlimited power and to make this country great again. No, absolutely not. Today's very important that people get out and vote. He needs less power. This guy's nuts. You guys know, I'm sure you see from where you're at.
No, we barely hear anything about him, really, to be honest. Very rarely in the news about your Donny boy.
No, I'm all blue. No, making no secrets about that. I'm not hiding who I'm voting for. It's just whatever's gonna, hurt him the most.
Fucking libtard.
I do find it fascinating how people are so the secrecy they hold over their voting. Like, are people ashamed of who they're voting for if they're not telling people?
I don't know. I think nowadays it's less and less secret. Before it was almost kind of impolite to ask somebody who they voted for. It's like asking somebody what they make as a salary.
Yeah.
So most people don't do that, but I think with social media and everybody, most people know what side they're on. It's still not something you would ask somebody. It's just if they want to give that information, that's fine, but you don't really ask anybody.
Yeah.
It is funny, like MJ said though. It's I don't know why people wouldn't want to talk about it necessarily, because if you believe in the policies of one side over the others, then why wouldn't you want to, repeat that back to the rest of society? But
yeah, I think it's just especially families might not vote on the same line, so it's like you're going to start arguments and you're not going to solve them there just by going back and forth. It's just like on the internet, you get in a fight with somebody, nobody's going to be like, oh, that was a great point, I didn't think of that. You just keep fighting. So I think most people just vote the way they need to vote, and they kind of keep it to themselves.
Good. If your family are evil, fuck them.
Exactly.
What, literally?
Incest. Oh.
Yeah.
Not like that.
That's down south.
I know we might start north. Foreplay is important, especially with family.
I genuinely didn't think we were going to start this podcast with a little political roundup. That was a nice little treat for me. So, Eric, some of our listeners may recognise your name from social media section and the fine questions and comments that you've been throwing our way. But tell us a little bit more about your foods likes and dislikes and what you're into, you fucking perv.
Yeah, so like when you said we were gonna do the food quirks, and that's what I picked, and I started like looking into that, I was starting to think to myself, I don't really have a lot of food quirks because I just really like to eat things. But I dug more into it, and I like food fads. I'm a typical American. I'm eating cheeseburgers, pizza, fast food. I'm not a healthy eater. I got into that HelloFresh for a while. But I haven't really gone back to that. I'll cook from time to time, but it's mostly we're either eating out or because Casey isn't a cook either, and she's super busy with school. So usually we try to figure out certain things, try healthy alternatives, but it's mostly restaurant stuff and fast food.
Have you got one sort of particular fast food in that you prefer over the rest?
If I had to go to, it's probably Wendy's would be my favorite fast food.
A burger,
I would
man.
say. Yeah, and then Arby's from time to time because they have a good variety of different things.
My man.
Right, so Arby's. I've never eaten at Arby's, but am I right in thinking that Arby's is a roast beef sandwich place?
They're known, yes, for their roast beef. They do have a lot of like carved deli sandwiches and things like that, which are good alternatives. It feels somewhat healthier than eating a cheeseburger and French fries, but for the most part, yeah, roast beef is what they're known for.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Now we've known each other for a few years, both being mutual fans of the binge media guys, and obviously having met a couple of times in Chicago. But it's fair to say that over the last year or so, you've grown rather fond of one of the other hosts on this show.
It's me, isn't it? Is it me? It's me.
So tell me, what is it about Stuart that you love so much?
Stuart is wearing a Villain Club shirt right now, so he shares an affinity for wrestling. I just saw Marty Scurll win the Survivor tournament for ROH. He also is a big fan of Kevin Smith, and he always has a reference, so that's why I enjoy him. But the star of this show by far, since I've been listening to FRUK, is Michael Jameson. Just a hilarious personality. I don't know why he's just slumming it with you guys. Personally, I think he should have his own show. Nate, you were high up on the list, but I mean, that kind of some of that's gone. The luster's gone. I met you. You're all right. You're funny. I mean, from time to time. These other guys seem to like you from the bench cast, which also you take a lot of attention away from me, which I don't really care for. But Michael Jameson, by far, best part of this show.
He's the one.
I mean, it's taken us 30 episodes, but finally we found somebody who likes Michael Jameson.
We found the one.
And this is the last show we'll ever do, probably, because of that mere fact. No, he is to blow his trumpet, if I may.
Wish you would.
He is anarchy, but I think he's an anarchy this show absolutely needs.
Absolutely.
So.
Too much, guys. You're making me blush.
But he didn't, pay to come to Chicago twice in 2 years to see people like yourself. But don't worry about that.
No, I have to say, I will admit that the main reason I went to the first Lollapalooza in Chicago was when I found out you were going, and I figured if Nate can make it all the way there, I can make it there. So you were definitely a big part of that.
Wow.
Oh, this is the rekindling of our friendship.
This is it's
going to start right here.
We had a good run, and then Michael Jameson came along, ruined it, but now this is us getting back together. This is the band back together.
It's like The Office was strong at the beginning, the U.S. Office, the one that matters, and then there was a lull in the middle, and then
drop the call,
and then at the end, it got strong again. So that's kind of how this is going.
Excellent.
You've lost the room.
Now, people that are listening, Logan's gonna laugh at that. So
yeah,
it's all worth it.
Know your audience. Right, as a regular listener of the show, which I believe you are, you will probably be aware that when we get our guests on, we like to give them some random questions.
Okay.
So, would you please give me 3 numbers between 1 and 10? You can give them individually or together.
Let's start with 1.
1. Oh, this is interesting. Food heaven and food hell. This is actually plays into one of our actual regular segments, but we'll go for it anyway. What's your least? I mean, you've already given us your food heaven, so give us your food hell. What's like your least favorite food?
I'm gonna say I'm not a fish guy. Probably I've tried sushi once, and I'm not a huge fan. So I would say sushi. Anything that tastes fishy, I'm not a fan of. So I'm not down with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, we're definitely becoming best friends again. Another number then, please.
We're gonna go 3.
3. Would you rather eat in a restaurant on your own or on a table of annoying strangers?
Alone. That's hands down. That's an easy one.
I mean, that definitely plays into the emo Kev character.
Yeah, I don't need a bunch of people to make me feel. I'm there to eat, and then I also have headphones and a phone, so I don't need people. You don't need people in the world anymore. You can live by yourself. So I could definitely, and I don't want a bunch of people around me that I don't know. I've never really, as says someone that's flown to Chicago to meet a bunch of people that I didn't know. But right. No, that's an easy question.
So you're saying you'd like to build a wall around you?
As big as I possibly can, and keep everybody out.
Typical Republican. Right. One more, please.
7.
7. Are you allergic to any foods? This is useful information in case I ever do want to poison you.
Yeah, absolutely not that I know of. I don't think I've ever had an allergic reaction to any food. I have yet, in my 37 years on this earth, have found that I'm allergic to anything.
It's a stunning one because it's really weird that we could all be walking around allergic to something, and just because we've had no exposure to it.
Right, there could be something out there, but I've never come across it yet.
Yeah, just some random fruit that you've never eaten. You just take a bite out of it one day out of curiosity, and then
yep,
it's the end of your life. Well, this is morbid, right? Thank you very much for answering those questions, Eric. I think we all now know a little bit more about you. I don't know why Stuart's laughing. Is it because of my professional nature?
Very much so.
Yeah, I thought so. Little bit of news. You can edit in the real one. Yep. This is just a little announcement, I guess, that I know we're still nearly 2 months away from Christmas, but me and the boys have been working behind the scenes to set up our Christmas special show, and we can announce here that it will be called Christmas Crackers. I can see somebody poking around the door of MJ's living room. Hi! Yes, our Christmas episode will this year be entitled Christmas Crackers, and or Christmas Cracker, and we will be doing various little events on the show. What did Claire want?
She said, "How are you doing the podcast?"
Nice one, Claire.
What? Thanks, Claire. Thanks, Claire.
Good band. It's in there. Rude.
Correct. So Christmas Crackers, yeah, we've got various different segments lined up for the show, which we won't go through now. You'll have to wait for the show. But one thing that we will be doing is we'll be doing a Q&A session for the show. So get your thinking caps on, listeners. I'm talking to you, not to Stuart, Michael and Eric, although Eric can. Yeah, get your thinking caps on and send us in some questions. They can be about food, they can be about anything, really. I mean, we'll probably leave sexual preferences out because I don't really want to hear about Michael's sex life particularly.
Again.
Stuart's, I'm curious again. But yeah, so hit us up either on the social medias or email us at frukcast@gmail.com, and yeah, you've got whatever it is, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is, to send us some juicy questions for the Christmas special. Anything you two want to say other than pretending to fillet your microphone and a ghost in Michael's case?
No, I just love a nice juicy question.
Oh, there's me trying to do some admin, and these fucking fools are just distracting it.
No, get the Christmas questions in. We want to do a really good Christmas. We want a real Christmas cracker. Yeah, we want to do a really good Christmas special this year, and we've run out of ideas. So you need to send us some questions in.
No, we haven't. We can talk about how much turkey filling. No, it'll be a great episode. We're really looking forward to Christmas crackers.
Yeah, correct.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Let's just move away from this because that was a boring segment that no one wants to listen to. Let's move on to Caviar.
Wait, before we go on, Christmas crackers, why did you name it that?
Because of Christmas crackers.
Do you not get them at Christmas time? Do you not get a cracker? It's like a...
No, you're talking like are you talking like an English cracker, which is like a cookie?
Yeah, like a small dry biscuit.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Crackers in America are either like saltine crackers or very white people. Those are crackers in America.
Yeah, that's the one. It's a racial reference.
Yeah.
Which is Christmas racism, brilliant.
No. In the UK, a cracker is, I don't know the best way to describe it. It's like a little parcel that you and somebody sat next to you pull, and it has normally a little toy or gift in it, and a bad joke, and a paper hat that you wear.
Okay.
I'll send you an image of it or something after the show.
It makes a snap when you pull it, and then tings in it.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely mandatory at Christmas. Yeah. And if you were, for example, if you were to book a Christmas meal out for like a work function or a work do, if the table did not have a Christmas cracker for everyone, you would certainly demand a refund.
Oh no, there would be punching. There would absolutely be violence.
Mm-hmm. You'd be pulling people's arms off instead of crackers, just because you need to have that release.
Yeah.
But from the context of our show, we're going to have a show that has like a few little bits and bobs in it that plays into the whole theme of crackers.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Ultimately pointless, but necessary at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But ultimately, there will be white people because I don't think it gets much whiter than the three hosts of this show.
It works in multiple ways then. So good
exactly.
name.
Yeah. Exactly. So Quivia. Quivia. Quivia.
Yeah, it's Quivia time, so play Quivia. Quivia. Yeah, it's Quivia time, so play Quivia. mention what Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yeah, it's Quivia time to play Quivia. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yeah, it's Quivia time to play some Quivia.
Right. This week's show is about food quirks, as we said, and I thought a little bit outside the box. I've gone for food phobias. I have got a list of 10 food phobias that I'm going to give you the name of, and I'm going to just ask you what those phobias relate to. That's all.
Wow.
That's all it is, my friend.
That's it.
Yes.
Now, these are largely quite tough, so I will give you 3 options for you to guess from. Okay? Let's rattle through these. Right, first up, Carnot Phobia. I'm going to give that one to Eric first.
Easy.
Carnot Phobia. C-A-R-N-O phobia. And your 3 options are... Well, your 3 options are meat, alcohol, or sugar. Eric.
I'm gonna go carnivore, meat. I'm saying meat.
Okay, Michael.
It's obviously me.
Stuart.
I feel like meat's the obvious one, but now I'm second guessing you. But I mean, like, I could, if I was gonna go for another one, I think I'd probably go for sugar, but I'm gonna go for meat.
Okay, I will do the answers at the end. Number 2, fructophobia. Fructophobia. You know how to spell phobia.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Eric on this. Is that a fear of fruits, salt, or lamb?
I'll say fruit.
You will say fruit on FRUK. Michael.
Fructose is a form of sugar found in various fruits. My answer is fruits.
Is fruits. Okay, Stuart.
It is absolutely, most definitely fruits.
Okay. Question 3. Mico Phobia. M-Y-C-O phobia. Mico Phobia. Eric, is that a fear of fungi, cocoa, or vegetables?
I don't know why I want to say fungi.
Is it because you are a fun guy?
I'm definitely a fun guy. I was thinking of, like, when you first said it, I was thinking like some kind of parasites, but I don't know why. But I'm going with fungi on that one.
Okie dokie. Michael? Fungi, cocoa, vegetables.
Mycophalica is the Latin for fungus. The answer is fungi.
Stuart?
Yeah, it's fungus.
Okay. Zocolotophobia. Zocolotophobia. That's X-O-C-O-L-A-T-O phobia. Is that a fear of garlic, fruits, or cocoa, Mr. Bylenok?
I'm going to go cocoa because for some reason that sounds like a South American word, which I believe that's where cocoa comes from, so that's what I'm going with.
Michael? Garlic, fruits, or cocoa? Which one is that a phobia of?
Zoccolotrilate.
Can you tell me the answer?
Is a complex form of carbohydrate found in the onion family. I'm going to say garlic.
Garlic. And Stuart?
Cocoa for Bylenok reasons.
Okay. You're also into your South Americans.
Yeah.
Eric, Lacunae Phobia, or it could be Lacunae Phobia. It's spelled L-A-C-H-A-N-O phobia. Lacunae Phobia. Is that a fear of beans, vegetables, or fish?
I have no reason for it, but I'm going to go with beans.
Beans. Michael?
Lacanilisaur is the name for cuttlefish, what we commonly call cuttlefish. So for that reason, I'm going to say fish, but I'm not certain. That's the only link I can make.
Okay. Stuart?
I mean, this is guesses. I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to go for vegetables just to throw it out there, even though I reckon Eric is probably right. But I'm going to go vegetables.
Okay. Well, let's see. Halfway through. Allium phobia. Allium phobia. Allium phobia.
Yeah, correct.
Eric, is that fear of drinks, garlic, or cheese?
Drinks. I'm going to think.
Drink.
Because
Okay.
I don't know why. Like, it made me think of alchemy, which made me think of mixing things, which made me think of drinks. So.
Ah, I like your logic. Michael.
Drinks, just to clarify.
Oh, I think we all understood that one. Stuart.
It's garlic.
Okay. Number 7.
Yeah, it is as well, yeah.
Turophobia. Turophobia. Eric, is that sugar, cheese, or caffeinated fear? Caffeine.
Caffeinated fear.
Scary.
I'm thinking of Red Bull and taurine, so I'm going to go with caffeinated fear.
Okay. Michael?
Yeah, it's the one fact I've said so far that actually does make sense. Sorry, they all were obviously based in fact. Yeah, taurine, caffeine. Yeah.
Okay. And Stuart?
Sorry, can you give me the options again, please?
Sugar, cheese, caffeinated.
Cheese. No. Yeah, why not? I don't know. It don't matter, does it?
Okay. 3 more. Methyphobia. Methy phobia. Methyphobia. Is that a fear of bread, alcohol, or beans? Eric?
I'm going to go with bread. I'm thinking of carbs, so I think that's bread.
Okay. Michael?
Methy is the leaf of the fenugreek plant, and when condensed and fermented, you will get an Indian drink known as kalagi, which is wine. So for that reason, I'm going to say alcohol. Like a wine. Kalagi is like a wine.
Stuart?
Well, bizarrely, the beginning of Michael's answer was factually correct. I don't know what happened in the middle, but then he somehow managed to get to what I believe is the correct answer, which I think is alcohol. Yeah, very much a curve of fact, bullshit fact, but he got there in the end.
The famous fact, bullshit fact sandwich.
Yeah.
Is that like duck, duck, goose?
Well, like duck, goose, duck, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ichthyophobia. Ichthyophobia. ICHTHY.
Yeah.
O phobia.
Yeah.
Ichthyophobia. Fish, milk, or nuts. These nuts, as the internet. Eric. Fish, milk, nuts.
I'm going to go with fish on that one.
He loves his fishy, milky nuts. MJ.
This is very interesting, actually. So you may have heard the news story that Nintendo Switch cartridges are coated in a foul-tasting liquid. That liquid is actually derived from ichthya. Ichthya is the poisonous coating of cashew nuts. So I can only assume that it is nuts.
Okay. And Stuart?
Fish.
Sorry, do you not have any
Show you're working.
Yeah. Fish, because it is
okay.
knowledge.
And
Knowledge.
Finally, oh God, I've struggled with this one all week. Electorophobia. Electorophobia. ALEKTORO phobia. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the last one. So, Eric, is that milk, nuts, or chicken? I just want to say nuts again. That's why. Do that one.
Yeah, I have no idea with that one. I'm going to go with milk on that one.
Incorrect.
Milk. And MJ?
Chicken.
Correct.
And Stuart?
Chicken.
I don't know what to say, lads. It's not even worth me marking up because one of you has got 10 out of 10. One of you has done something that I don't think has been done in
What?
a Quivia session in
What
the entire
the
run of this show. Somebody
fuck?
has literally, someone's literally taken Latin, Greek words, whatever they may be, about niche things, phobias that people just do not know the name of, and has somehow
What?
managed to get a 10 out of 10 perfect score.
How the fuck? I mean, Stuart, just to clarify, Stuart is doing like victory dances. I assume he seemed pretty confident on many of them.
Yeah, he's raising the roof.
I can confirm it is indeed Stuart. Stuart has literally smashed 10 out of 10. And you guys was doing so well. Like up your first three, you were all correct. And I thought, oh great, this is going to look ridiculous that you all know these very niche things. And then from question 4, it all sort of went a bit haywire. But yeah, Stuart absolutely smashed every single question, even the ones he didn't know and he guessed.
I don't even understand what.
It's knowledge. It's not a trick, is it? I knew most of them, and I guessed the others.
You're fiendish.
Mm-hmm.
But what about all the... Surely I get extra points for all the information I gave that was also correct.
No, unfortunately not. I mean, part of me really does want to kind of take Stuart down for getting 10 out of 10. It does irritate me slightly.
Yeah,
because it undermines my quiz. But
I didn't undermine you.
Mate, I didn't undermine your quiz. It's my quiz, let's be honest.
Wow.
It's my quiz.
Wow.
Yeah, he owns it now.
Yeah. All your quiz belongs to us.
I'm just going to add up these scores for the other guys, just so that we know how close it was on the losers' end.
Well, that's remarkable. No, I'm serious. I want you to remark it. Did he really get 10 out of 10?
I mean, let me put it this way. Combined, you two got 10 out of 20. 10 out of 10. Combined. 5 each.
To be honest, I would have believed every one of Michael's answers from the information he gave. To be fair.
Even the methy leaves that make the Kasugi wine or whatever it was.
I was totally buying that. Enough that I'll take third place just so they could have second.
Wow. Selfless, handsome, kind. He's
all words
about you.
All words to describe me.
Yeah, and I've come second. Amazing.
I mean, I thought that was a good quiz, and the fact that one of you's absolutely just smashed it makes me feel actually quite poor about myself. But hey ho, another.
Well, yeah, I'm a worthy loser.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a worthy winner.
Yeah,
I actually fear for putting Stuart on a Quivia special. Like it's actually frightening that he might just. He's like when you watch the Chase game show. He's one of the guys that comes. Yeah. He's one of the chasers.
I see myself as what she called the governess, Anne Hegarty, like a less masculine version of her.
You're listening to FRUK Unwrapped. Please support us on Patreon so we can continue to make amazing content, including a recent video where we reviewed a £6 tub of ice cream. £6 Has he lost the plot? And our recent £30 room service breakfast. This guy's a fucking idiot.
Let's move on to our subject, shall we, guys? Food quirks. Let's get all through.
Quirky.
Time to do some quirkies. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Eric. Eric, talk to me about your food quirks. You said earlier that you've done some research and some thinking about this. This was a subject that you wanted to bring up. Hang on a second. I think MJ has a question. Probably very relevant.
Stuart's got a 4-pack of beer, but it's got some sort of plastic lid, and he's just put the beer back onto the lid.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's supermarket craft beer. Brewdog do them. Northern Monk do them. It's like a plastic 4-clip ring pull thing. It's quite handy, reusable.
Oh, amazing! Great.
Yeah, that's becoming more popular. I see that a lot more in supermarkets.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And that's to stop turtles getting caught in them, is it?
I think it's more to stop rats pissing on the top of your beer can when they're in storage, and
Like the San Pellegrino foil.
Exactly. Serves well, and also means you can carry more beers. I mean, I imagine I can carry four packs in each hand, and I've got unfeasibly small hands for a large man. Don't know whether we've ever mentioned this before. I've got
very small hands. I have felt insecure about the size of my hands twice within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, they are.
Your hands do look small, Michael.
Yeah,
they're tiny.
They're adequate.
Yours look bigger. They're good enough for Eric.
Your hands
need them to be too big.
Your hands do look quite wide and stubby.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got my hands are really quite delicate and slender. It's very odd. Two adjectives that should not be applied to me. Delicate and slender. But yeah, I have.
Wow.
Shall we get back on with the show? Or?
What are you doing, Michael?
Scratching.
Oh, that's all right then. And podcast.
And podcast. So Eric, you wanted to bring up food quirks. This was your suggested topic. What are your weirdest food quirks? Have you got any weird things that you think are weird or that people tell you are weird?
Yeah, I don't know if, and this is one of those things, a lot of it might be like regionally. As far as food quirks, I think probably one of my biggest ones, I don't like eating things that are messy. I'm not a big, I like chicken wings, but a lot of times I won't order them just because they're messy. When you see like people eating like oversized cheeseburgers and it's like dumping all over the plate, it does nothing for me. I don't want to eat food that I get it all over myself. So I'm not a messy food eater. That's probably one. Specific things, I was thinking about jellies today for some reason. So always grape when it's just toast. Always strawberry when it's peanut butter and jelly. I don't use any other jellies. I don't think there's necessary for any other jellies to be used. Those are a couple quick quirks that I thought off the top of my head.
Whoa!
For our British listeners, jellies in this context are jams, I believe.
Right. Yes.
Slight tangent, right? Is there a distinction in America between jelly and jam, or is jelly just what we call jam, you call jelly, or do you also have jam?
No, we have. I think it's distinguished on the label between like jellies, jams, preserves, which I believe jelly is more of like, it's almost kind of synthetic. You don't see any seeds or anything in it. And as you go up to jams or preserves, they become more thick and you can see pieces of fruit in them and stuff. Yeah. I don't like preserves at all. I want it synthetic. I don't want seeds. I don't want anything. I just want purple or red. That's all I want.
you and me, Eric. You and me all the way. This guy's just nailing the opinions. These are just some correct opinions.
Yeah, these are facts, not even opinions.
Well, hang on.
Correct.
What? Michael, you don't like proper jam?
No, I don't like all the bits and bollocks.
Stop putting them in it then.
No, it's smooth. No bits.
No.
All the bits.
Live your life. Yeah, all the bits.
Although one thing I will say is that I have had the combination of grape jelly and peanut butter, and I actually really like that specific combo.
It's okay. I can deal with it if that's all that's around, but I prefer strawberry, and I always have just grape on plain toast. Just the way it is.
That's one thing I've not reviewed, actually. I should do a PB and J sandwich on the channel soon.
I mean,
wheat bread.
Wheat bread. Let's switch to you then, Michael, since you've jumped in, because obviously in this country, PB and J is still. I'm not going to say it's fully quirk, but it's obviously something that was 10 years ago, 20 years ago you would have been laughed at for eating. So it probably still falls under the quirk heading. What sort of food quirks have you got? You must have loads. Loads.
It's funny you should mention it. I think I think there is one key idea that stands out above all others, which I'll say in just a second. But I think largely I guess I'm a slightly fussy eater still, even though I'm much better. I'm a bit more adventurous and whatnot these days. I'm annoyed by other people's quirks. I'll tell you which quirk annoys me the most. Excuse me, I'm coughing this evening. But the quirk that annoys me.
This is literally the next point we're going to discuss. But we're literally going to move on to quirks that annoy us.
Oh, never mind. I'll forget that. So my main quirk, central column idea, is I absolutely love sweet and salty. It is obviously a flavour concept that has definitely moved into the mainstream in the UK in the last 5 years or so. I think it was a more common thing in the US. I seem to recall this idea was in my head was twigged, or I was reminded of this a few weeks ago when I saw the Popcorn microwavable popcorn. It reminded me that probably 10 or 15 years ago I had Orville Redenbach's it was like sweet and salty honey butter popcorn or something from America, and that was ages ago that I had. It was something like that, and it fucking blew my mind. Of course, you go even further back than that, and maybe I was actually a trendsetter, because it is something that I've discussed on the podcast before, I believe. But I was a pioneer in school. I would get a chocolate brownie, and I'd pour a pile of salt in the corner of my plate and dip the brownie in the salt. Even today on a video that isn't up yet, I said that I see little purpose for unsalted butter. I think in a cake, why not have a bit of saltiness? In a cookie, you certainly want saltiness. What I was doing was a cheesecake. Do you want saltiness in the base of the cheesecake? You fucking absolutely do. So yeah, sweet and salty is a big thing. Obviously, I've just loaded the video dipping chips in milkshake. There is very, very few places I would go that I wouldn't go when it comes to sweet and salty. The last point I will make on that is that this week, yesterday actually, I was writing down sauce concepts just before I left work. I was writing down a sauce concept for to have for dinner, and I came up with some sort of cinnamon, sweet honey, cinnamon, chipotle, creamy sauce. So I made it. It had like sour cream, mayo, cinnamon, honey, chipotle paste. It was fucking unbelievable. It's so good. I was like, I hope this works, and it worked better than I expected. So yeah, sweet and salty.
It when you described it the other day, it did sound delightful. Stuart, what about you? Any food quirks?
I think like a lot of people, I don't even think this is so much a quirk. I think there are an awful lot of people who eat foods in certain orders. And we've talked about this before. I'm not obsessive about it. I don't have hard and fast rules, but I think that if we were to analyse my eating regime, you would find that I do tend to, for example, if there are chips on my plate, chips will be the first thing that are getting eaten. It's that, but like I say, I'm not obsessive about it. It's not that I don't have a problem. Going back, I used to do a lot of convenience-based snacks, particularly late at night, that would be some kind of ready-made carb. For example, a slice of bread, or some kind of like a cracker, crisp bread kind of thing, with ideally barbecue sauce, but I can live with ketchup. Literally just dipping carbs in ketchup, which is pretty odd, but again, I reckon there's plenty of people who do stuff like that. You know, the sauce butty is something that does happen. Despite being quite a faddy eater and quite a picky eater, I don't think I'm that quirky. Like Michael said, a lot of the flavour combos that I enjoy have, I think a lot of them have come over from America. The sweet and salty thing, the PB&J thing, and yeah, I like them. But I don't think I'm that quirky. I'm not, considering you called me the quirk you'd love to jerk, or whatever it was, the jerk you'd like to smirk. What about you, Nathan?
All true. True. A few of these I've actually mentioned on the podcast before. So the eating in order thing we won't go over, but yeah, it's generally speaking worst to best. Mint sauce on all roasts.
Yes.
I don't know if I would necessarily call that a quirk, but every roast will have mint sauce on.
Yes.
The other ones that are slightly less familiar, I guess. Peanut butter on a burger is a tremendous food combination.
Yeah.
It's the sweetness and texture-wise, it just adds something really like weird, but it just works.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good combination of flavors and everything. I definitely would recommend that.
Oh, fuck.
I am a bit of a pervert. What?
Peanut butter mayo.
What about it? Have you just invented it?
Yeah, I feel like I have.
MJ at the moment, MJ looks like that meme where you've got like 3 pictures of a brain. So you've got like a brain that's just firing up, a brain, and then MJ's Dr. Manhattan. MJ's Billy Crudup. He's just a being of pure energy at the moment. Peanut butter mayo.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing that video. I am a deviant, and I will eat Branston's pickle and jam straight from the jar. I don't need it necessarily on anything.
Hang on, is this together?
I will literally plunge a spoon into one of those jars, and I will eat that neat.
What, as a combination?
Not together. No.
Oh.
Not together. No. No, just individually. Like, would prefer them on their own than actually on or in something.
Oh, great.
I think I throw that under quirks. And a couple of things that I used to do as a kid, which I don't do now, I thought I'd throw in. So I've mentioned before I used to drink concentrated squash. Have I mentioned that on the show before?
Yeah.
Would also eat sugar. Just spoon into the sugar bowl straight in the mouth. Yeah, my teeth are an absolute disgrace when you combine the concentrated squash, the sugar, and the fucking jam.
Oh, man.
You've actually got really nice teeth as well.
False.
They're not mine. I also, as a kid, used to dip all of my crisps into salad cream. Don't do that sometimes now.
I'll have a glass of squash. How strong do you like it? Oh no, neat. All right. A packet of crisps and a bowl of salad cream. Right. A couple of sachets of sugar, please.
And I don't do this anymore. I used to get bread. I used to get like a slice of white bread, and I would squeeze the bread until it was flat, until basically all of the
What the fuck?
until it had almost the consistency of blue tack, and then I'd eat that.
Yeah, you're fucking headlining this show, right?
Yeah, no, you're a lot quirkier,
tell me more about your
than you
sweet.
thought.
Tell me more about your sweet and savoury.
Oh god, we should actually do the Nate Gauntlet, a sachet of sugar and rolled up bit of bread. That's actually a fucking great idea for a video.
Fucking experiment.
No, isn't it? I'm fucking writing that down. I was, through these conversations, I was reminded of a few more of mine actually.
They're not blue tack bread though, are they? Jesus Christ.
No. One was just plain tortilla wraps. I quite like, just on their own. The text is kind of interesting. This one's not too bad. You know, there's cheese-topped baps you can get. Yeah. I like them on their own. I'd never consider putting butter with them. I think butter would actually would just not work with that. And I mentioned it and didn't even realise that itself was a food quirk. They're pouring a pile of salt in the corner of the plate. When I was a kid, that's actually what I did. I didn't put salt all over. I poured it in the corner and dipped my food in it.
That's fairly unique. I don't think I've seen anyone do that before. I've seen it with like sauces and condiments, but I've never seen it with salt and pepper.
Yeah. I only stopped doing it probably like 10 years ago.
I've got
at the same time you started eating pizza.
Wow.
I've got a salt-based quirk from my youth. Say my youth, kind of my teens, my early 20s. I used to get the salt and vinegar or ready salted crisps, crush them up. So open the bag, crush the crisps to absolute bits, and then pour in a liberal helping of extra salt. And then shake it all up, and like it would burn my mouth. It'd be so salty. Like, just... I mean, it's not. It wasn't even nice, but it was. I think it's a bit like eating hot chilies. It's an experience rather than a pleasure, and literally salt pain.
Nice,
Yeah.
I love that.
Why did I do that? Weird.
Because you're a mentalist. MJ, you tried to divert us earlier, so we'll come to you. What food quirks and other people do you despise other than having salad cream with crisps and concentrated squash?
Well, because I like to think of myself as a very liberal human being, very much you can do what you want. Yeah.
Lefty libtard.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all gender fluid these days. Absolutely. Do what you want, do who you want. Fine, great. So I don't really mind what people do, but I don't like the concept of having or constructing a meal that is well balanced. So from a cook's perspective, me being the cook in this situation, constructing a well balanced meal, and then when Claire just eats one section at a time, and she'll be like, "Oh, I don't like the ham or whatever. It's a bit salty." Well, that's why it's got broccoli and potatoes with it, because you need it all. And the salty ham season, it's a complimentary meal, and it's insulting to me that someone would eat it separately.
Right. So hang on. Right. So we learned a couple of weeks ago that you and your wife split the cost at the supermarket checkout, and we've learnt tonight that you serve your wife as a meal ham, broccoli, and potatoes.
Yeah, that was actually
she paid half for.
That was actually a really bad example. I'm not actually a massive fan of ham as a meal. Just a pack of microwaved wafer thin ham.
But what about if people, just like to enjoy their food individually, enjoy the taste of each component, make each component better, and then you won't need to mix them up, would be my argument.
Wow, fuck. Offensive.
Wow. I don't know, mate. Just saying. Any others?
It's mainly only that one. I don't see people doing like, oh look, they're dipping their chicken select in their toffee sundae. Let's all bully him online. I don't really buy into all that stuff.
Fair enough, mate. Eric.
It's funny that you bring up the dipping the chicken fingers in the ice cream. There was just a thing. It was at a basketball game, and some lady was dipping her chicken fingers into her she had like cola, like a soft drink or something, and they got her on like the big screen, and she didn't notice it, and everybody was like laughing at her, and then she looked up and her face got all red and embarrassed. But that seems a lot weirder than dipping chicken in ice cream. I could see that as being okay. But that's just you guys bring that up, that just came up. I just saw the video today. Food quirks that annoy me. Like you brought up, Stuart, you don't annoy me, but like people that like think it's like when they eat hot foods and you could tell that they're in pain, but they take it on as like a sign of like an accomplishment. I don't understand people that eat hot food and it's painful and they enjoy that, and then they're like, they want it hotter. That it just annoys me. There's no way you like that. There's no way that you're getting enjoyment out of that. If you're crying when you're eating because it's so hot, just don't eat that food. It just annoys me when people do that. Because I see it all the time. We have this place in the States called Quaker Steak and Lube, and it's wings, and they have these atomic wings, and you have to sign a waiver because you physically could get injured by eating them. And it's like, if I have to sign a waiver to eat food, I'm not going to eat that food. And I don't understand why anybody's paying to sign a waiver to eat food that could burn their mouths or do internal damage. You're not tough. Just order barbecue wings.
Correct.
What was the name of that restaurant?
Quaker steak and lube.
Steak and
LUB.
lube.
Lube, yeah. It's Quaker.
Easy place to get into.
Quaker is known for making car lubricant oils, and somehow they turned it into. I think it started out as like a gas station / restaurant, and then they've spun it off into. It's like if you go in there, they have like race cars and motorcycles. It's like a automobile themed restaurant, but they don't use any lube anymore that I know of. I think it's just more steaks and wings is what it's known for.
It's weird that you say this because our mutual friend Chad C was, or just Chad as he prefers to be called. I'm sure he was saying when I met him in Chicago earlier this year, he was talking about some joint that he took Alex to that was like it was just a service station or something. It was something, but it had a queue for food like out the door. So it just seems like these food places are just born out of some very unusual ventures.
Yeah, it might have been. I know Alex just went to Quaker Steak and Lube like last year. It might have been that. And they have all-you-can-eat wing nights, which is another thing that annoys me, but I'll get to that. They have all-you-can-eat wing nights, and those usually become extremely busy because you go in there, you pay a flat rate, and you can eat as many chicken wings as you want. I don't know. Do you guys have all-you-can-eat, or is that like a fat American thing?
No, we have it.
We do.
Yeah.
It's not everything. It's more sort of specific cuisines like Chinese food or what else do we have? Eat as much as you can.
Pizza Hut do the all-you-can-eat pizza lunch buffet.
Yeah. What world buffets?
Yeah.
I just think it's like
I don't see many.
How much stuff can you actually eat? Like I don't. It's a gimmick, and I don't. It annoys me that people don't see that. Like Olive Garden here, which is a pasta place, endless. They call it endless buffet or endless bowls or whatever. And it's like I can eat 1 or 2 bowls of pasta and I'm done. It's not like I'm going to sit there and eat pasta for 3 hours. And just to get people in there, and it just annoys me the all you can eat. I just give me my dinner. I want 1 plate. I'm good.
And I see your point in from like a Chinese restaurant, all you can eat Chinese restaurant point of view over here, or Indian, or be it World Buffet, any of those kinds of things. I usually go. I would say I usually go 3 to 4 plates. And they're not huge plates, but 3 to 4 plates is my limit. And that's not from self-restriction. That's as much as I can eat. But when, and I think that's great and that serves a purpose. But those Olive Garden meals are so fucking filling, especially that you get the intro meal of soup. Like, good fucking luck to anyone who's actually going to, like, repeatedly. I just can't fucking see that.
Yeah, we have the place. I think it's Denny's here. Is mostly known for breakfast foods, and they do all you can eat pancakes. I mean, how many pancakes are you really going to eat? Like, I can eat 2 or 3. I'm not going to ask for seconds. There's no need for seconds of pancakes.
I went to a waffle place in Seattle, and they advertised all you can eat waffles, whatever price. So I went in. We sat down. Myself and my wife. It was on our honeymoon. Sat down. Said, right, all you can eat waffles. I'm having that. Said to the guy, what's the record? And he says, it's 7 waffles. And I looked at him and I went, mate, you've never met a Yorkshireman before. It's going down. Ate my first waffle, delicious. Got my second waffle, got halfway through it, dead. Like,
wow.
Embarrassing. So like, proper hype. I really hyped it as well. Like, yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
That reminds me of something I said when the comic book store opened in Chesham. Difference being, how old were you in the waffle story?
How long have I been married?
Well,
no, I wasn't there.
Have I been? I think I've been married for 9 years. I got married in 2009.
Okay, let's move on.
Did you ever listen to the show? Or?
No, we're fine.
I was about 12 or 13 when I said this comment, which was when the comic shop first opened. Me as a spunky-eyed 12-year-old.
Spunky-eyed. There's your title. Me as a spunky-eyed.
Yeah, that was a pretty horrendous choice of phrasing. I said that they opened up and I said, "Oh, we're going to be your biggest customers," not realizing that adults sort of have more money than children.
Not the same story.
Similar sort of thing.
Little words involved.
Yeah.
Hashtags, retweets, likes, comments, follows. This isn't any ordinary social media. This is Food Review UK social media. Come find us at facebook.com/Food Review UK, on Twitter at Food Review UK, and on Instagram at FRUKgram. Oh, and don't forget the main channel, Food Review UK on YouTube.
Stuart, do you have anything you hate about people eating?
Well, let's talk about my wife, who I've been married to for 9 years. We got married in 2009, 31st of July 2009.
Wow.
She's one of them she's one of them vegetarians, isn't it? That's irritating.
That's irritating. Yeah.
My wife, I eat.
My wife
eats very slowly. Like, I eat fast, but she eats slowly. And that gets right on my wick.
Oh.
And she auto condiments. She auto seasons. She puts salt on everything. Like,
that's all right.
what? Like, I've cooked a meal and I've seasoned it to perfection, and then she just puts a load of salt on it.
Wow.
We haven't seasoned it to perfection, then, have you?
Well, I've seasoned it to human perfection, not salty monster perfection.
But she's got to make up for all the lack of meat that she's not getting in her diet. But
Correct.
I assume salt and meat are the sort of same thing nutritionally.
Basically, yeah.
But,
yeah. But other than that, I'm quite a tolerant human being. I've known Michael Jameson for about 15 years, so I've grown quite tolerant.
I hadn't even got it down there, but the eating slow thing, yeah, that nags me. I'm not a fan of that. And not just because I just wolf down my food, but it is, especially when you go out and you're just sat there waiting while someone's just toying over the tiniest morsel of broccoli on their fork. It's come on.
Or pineapple.
Or pineapple from the last show.
Yeah.
Go and listen to that episode now. I wasn't on it, but it was very, very fun. I've got down, people do annoy me when they get upset about food touching each other. Like, it's like, oh, my beans have touched my chips.
Hang on.
Grow up.
No,
Grow
hang on.
up. No,
There is
grow
one.
up. You're
there's
not
one-
7 anymore.
No,
It's all
there's
going,
one.
It's all going to go. Listen. You're the one that sits there and says, oh, I want it all on the same fucking fork when I put it all down together. Well, if it's going to be on the same fork, let it fucking touch on the plate.
No, bullshit. For the most part, I agree, but beans have to be segregated.
Build a wall.
Build a wall of waffle.
Mexican beans or baked beans?
Yeah, this is. this could be a slippery slope.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Just grow up. Grow up.
Yeah, I had this on my list too, as far as like things not touching. Casey's very particular. If I make food and it's a plate of food, things can't be touching, and she is a single thing at a time eater. I, on the other hand, I'll mix it all up. One of my things I like is mashed potatoes with just butter and then buttered corn on top of it, and just eating it all at once. That to me is good. And the Kentucky Fried Chickens, I don't know if you guys have the same things there, but KFC's here have it's a bowl, and it's just a base of mashed potatoes. It has gravy, corn, and cut up chicken in it, and it just all mixed together. And it looks disgusting, but it's really, really good, and it's been on the menu for a while now, so I think it's popular. Or it has cheese on top. It has cheese on top of it too.
Yeah, it looks good. I've seen it. It looks good.
Yeah, those are good. If you ever get a chance, it's good.
We don't get mashed potato at KFC over here.
What?
There's no mashed potato at UK KFC.
All right, I just blacked out for a second because like the mashed potatoes is the cornerstone of KFC.
Yeah.
Chicken, mashed potatoes, biscuits, and coleslaw is what should be.
We don't get biscuits either. We just get really.
What is going on? What kind of chaos is going on over there? I'm starting to understand Brexit.
Yeah, really, really crappy fries. That's what we get.
Yeah, we have the wedge fries here, and they're all right, but it's mashed potatoes.
fuming. Yeah, KFC is the one place that I've really wanted to go into in America. I've still not done it. There's not. They are around, but there's not so many in Florida area, in Kissimmee area.
I think you get up higher because it's from the south. I'm surprised there are not too many down there, but it's more of a regional Central America, Southern America kind of thing. So I just had KFC for dinner last night.
Oh, fuming. Yeah, I'm gonna make it my mission to try it next time I'm out there.
Right. Another thing that I had on my list is it's not really a food quirk, but it happened today, and it happens to me working in an office environment on a regular basis, and it just fucks me off. And I just wanted to vent about it here. And that is when people you're at your kitchenette, you're making your lunch, you're putting your lunch together, and people come along and go, "Looks nice." And it's just like, fuck off. I don't want people commenting on my fucking lunch. I'm literally, all I was doing was pouring some salad into a bowl, and someone comes on and goes, "Oh, that looks nice. Does it? Does it? Brilliant." I don't need your fucking commentary on my lunch. Anyway. It wasn't a food quirk by any means, but it happens so regularly. I just fucking hate it. And it just comes from working.
Can't imagine how angry you'd be if they said, "God, that looks shit."
I'd probably enjoy that more. I was walking up the stairs a few months ago, and I'd made some wraps. They were ham and cheese wraps, and I was taking them up to the microwave to heat them up and melt the cheese. Someone walked past me. All they could see on my plate was 2 wrapped wraps. They couldn't see what was in it. They went, "Looks nice." What fucking looks nice? What, a couple of fucking tortillas folded?
I think they're just being polite, really.
No, I don't need polite. Let me just eat my food.
You should have said, "Do you want one? It's got cum and shit in."
I don't know if that would go over too well in the workplace.
But yeah,
Really?
sorry, I just had to get that. It's just been a thing that's nagged me for years. I hate it. I just detest people feeling the need to make small talk about my fucking lunch. Just move along.
Sort of see where you're coming from. Like, are they asking a leading question? Do they want to know what it is? I don't know.
But there was nothing to know what it is. Like the wrap thing, maybe. But today, it was just literally taking some salad leaves out of a bag. Like, you couldn't just go, "Oh, what are you making?" No, just leave off and fuck off and just do your own thing. That's off my chest. Any other points before I get on to the final point of this thingamajig?
Oh, I'm good, Mom.
No, good. Okay, I've had a quick look through some unconventional, shall we call them, food combos that I could find on the internet, and I just wanted to rattle through a few and see where we stand on whether we've had these or whether we would try these. Okay?
Yeah.
Banana and ketchup.
Go away. What?
Yeah, absolutely not. That's not a thing.
I mean,
Sorry, I don't even understand what this segment is. What?
So basically, I googled weird food combos, and there was BuzzFeed articles and other articles of like weird combos that allegedly work.
Are you sure it didn't just mean banana ketchup, which doesn't have tomato?
No, because there were 2 separate ones. There was banana and ketchup, and there was also banana and mayonnaise.
Oh.
But I went for ketchup because I thought that'd be more outlandish. So no.
Those are both terrible.
No.
Those are
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Pineapple, banana, and cucumber as a combination.
But banana mayonnaise is something completely different.
Oh, Michael.
Sorry, what were those fruits? No, what were those fruits? Banana, pineapple, cucumber.
I can see that working.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Cucumber's
Yeah, that's like a
basic.
little a salsa, maybe, kind of.
Yeah, fresh little fruit salady tart.
Cucumber's
Yeah,
basically melon, isn't it? Just without sweetness. So
precise. Yeah.
Yeah.
You eat the outside green edge of a melon. You fucking blindfolded. You'll be thinking you're having a cucumber. I promise you. No, seriously. We eat the green bit of a watermelon. It tastes fucking exactly identical to a cucumber.
Okay, mate.
I'm serious.
Pizza and Nutella.
Oh yeah.
What's on
definitely.
the pizza?
It just said pizza, but so I'm assuming it'll be just like a cheese and tomato, like a normal pizza?
No.
With and I actually saw this on two or three different places, so it
No.
seems to be a fairly common thing.
Disgusting.
No, that sounds horrible.
I reckon
I used to dip my pizza in toffee and chocolate sauce, so I'd go as far as to say that I'm probably having Pizza Hut on Saturday, so maybe I'll try that.
Have a little Google of it, see if it's how big a thing it is. I reckon I'd have a go at this. Burger and jam / jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Why not?
Did I give that a whirl?
Definitely. Particularly
I think that'd be good.
Peanut butter in the burger as well.
I think we know somebody on this podcast would do this one. French fries and ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that at Wendy's in the Frosty.
Yeah.
That's all day. That's good.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and tomato.
That'd probably work.
Yeah.
Texture-wise, I think it'd be a bit weird. Peanut butter and bacon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, peanut butter and bacon. Yeah, just to give my 2 cents on peanut butter and tomato. I'm not sure if the freshness. I mean, tomato is usually in whatever it's in. No, if we're saying it's actual tomato and not rendered down tomato.
No, it's like a fresh tomato.
So I'm envisioning that in like a sandwich set.
Tomato is usually in whatever it's in. Michael Jameson's philosophical statement of the day.
Peanut
I'm
butter.
not sure that's going to work.
No. Salami and grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that on a cheese plate. I could see that. I'd try that.
I'd try that. Yeah, sweet and salty and smoky and juicy. Yeah.
Apples and salt / pepper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I accidentally tried it the other day. No.
Really?
Yeah, when it was in the food hacks video. I said how to it was the top 5 food hacks on Michael Jameson Comedy Channel. How to stop your apple slices from browning. So I put some apple slices in a bag and I pour salt in, like a lot of salt, and then shake it up, and then I put it on a plate, and then I got one slice of apple that I'd hidden off camera and rolled it in sugar, and I put that on the same plate, and I bit that, blah blah blah. Then when I took another bite, it had sat next to one with salt on, so I accidentally ate a salted apple. Not good.
Okay, fair enough. Oreos and OJ.
I've heard of this one, and I will never try it just based on principle that it makes me angry every time I see it. But I guess the chocolate and orange is a good flavor combination, so that might work.
But it's a different type of orange flavor, isn't it? Like orange juice is quite sort of a sort of bitter, sort of acidic flavor rather than sort of chocolate orange, which is a bit sweeter. Yeah. It sounds too weird.
I've heard of somebody eating Oreos dipped in French onion chip dip before, and that sounds disgusting. I've heard of that, and I've heard that from multiple sources. I'll never try it because I don't like French onion anything.
That's fucking grim.
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't try that is because I don't really like onion that much.
But speaking of grim, Cheetos and milk.
I don't really know what Cheetos are, if I'm honest.
What's-its?
Oh God, no. What's-its and life? Bad combination.
Well, imagine a what's-it, but it's got a knick-knack consistency. It's more sort of that sort of shape.
Yeah, it's a real hard crunchy. It's not like a puff.
Yeah,
it's almost like a compacted cheese puff.
You're right. Yeah.
In a bowl of milk.
No. No.
And finally, scrambled egg and jam / jelly.
Yeah.
I actually do this one. I do toast, butter, grape jelly, and eggs. I like that combination. Scrambled eggs, yes.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good if you ever try that.
That's not too far from scrambled eggs and maple syrup, so...
Yeah, I reckon it could work. I know Stuart's really a big fan of the scrambled eggs. But he's disappeared now. He's come off of his headphones, so he didn't hear anything about this. Stuart, we love you.
Oh, he's done it for dramatic effect, has he?
Oh, has he? Is he literally just... Is the idea of eggs just in any context just offended him?
He still got them off.
I wasn't aware it was such a touchy subject.
He's not a fan of the eggs.
He's come back.
Have you stopped talking about them yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you very much. There's some absolutely just fiends out there. I don't understand who starts some of these. Who literally sits there and goes, "Do you know what these Cheetos need? Bit of milk." Like, it's just gross. It's just gross.
In order to grow the Food Review UK podcast, we'd like to ask all our listeners and subscribers to drop us a review on their chosen podcast application. With your help, we could grow the podcast to such an extent that we had no need for the Food Review UK YouTube channel and its owner, Michael Jameson. There is a little favour that we'd like to ask of you. Just head on over to iTunes and leave us a positive review. 1,000 5-star reviews and MJ dies! Hurrah!
Michael, talk to me about social media.
You want us to hear some social media questions, right?
I'd love to, yeah.
Let's move over to
That's why I referenced it.
No, great way to bring it up. I think it's quite a lot of chatter on Facebook, but let's see if there's any questions. Cat Bylenok. I'm suspecting that's a relative of one of the people on the show. Stuart, who is that to you? Eric, who is this? Who is this person?
That's my sister-in-law.
Wow, welcome. So she's suggested a few things here. Oh, like shoving candy corns under your upper lip to make fangs and then pretending to suck the filling from a Twinkie.
That was Halloween themed. She knows I can't stand candy corn. It should just be thrown in the trash.
Dipping your Wendy's fries in your Frosty. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Deep fried Pepsi. I'm not sure how that would work.
I don't know where she got that one from. It's probably a carnival food, a fair food.
I've had food on there's a restaurant called Solita, and they have a dish on the dessert menu called deep fried Coke, and it's essentially like a churro kind of thing.
Oh, like a flavoured batter.
Yeah, and then with a reduced cola sauce. So I'm guessing it'd be a similar thing.
Mm.
I'd eat the fuck out of that. Pineapple on pizza, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Anybody who says no is an idiot.
No.
I'm not even taking it as work, to be honest, isn't it? Gravy on French fries, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I like brown gravy on French fries. Beef gravy.
I was going to say, because gravy over there it's more like chicken gravy from
like a white,
where you get it, isn't it?
That white saucy gravy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah. It's we do beef gravy, and I thought it was more of a I'm from Western Pennsylvania. That was more of a regional thing because people in Ohio don't really do it, which is weird. But it sounds like you guys know of it. But yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not common.
What gravy on chips?
Sorry, no, the chicken gravy.
Sorry. Oh no, the white in this country, that white, like the sausage gravy, the B's and G's, biscuits and gravy type gravy. It's not really a thing over here. No, but gravy's brown and thick.
Yeah,
and on chips. Yeah, on fries.
Very common in the north.
Yeah, correct. Where life is better.
Might have a look to see what the easiest way to make white gravy is over here. Might be sort of interesting trying it.
I love biscuits and gravy, you know. I don't understand why biscuits haven't made any kind of movement over this side of the pond.
It is very strange.
Biscuits are great.
Yeah. They are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Katie Bailey says cereal or milk first. I mean, anyone who's doing milk for cereal, that's not even a quirk. That's fucking
psychopath.
Yeah, this is one of my Facebook friends, and I've since deleted her and blocked her after doing that.
Correct.
That's not even a consideration. If you're pouring your milk first, you have problems.
We asked for food quirks, not food offences.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Correct.
Right, we're moving over to Instagram now, guys.
Okay.
Good.
I'm glad we had that update.
Rara Bear.
Hello, Rara.
From last episode. I got a good one. Beans and mayo.
Die.
Jesus. Harsh.
I don't like
Shelby-
beans, so I'll pass on that.
Fair. Shelby X, this is. French's mustard and sriracha are the two best sauces for chips. I think that's a fair... I don't agree, but that's fine. I'll accept that
they're
comment.
both fine.
They're not the best. That's
No.
not even like just to say that mustard and sriracha is the best. You don't even have anything to stand on. It's ketchup. The discussion starts at ketchup, then you move on from there.
Yeah. Correct.
Still have never had sriracha.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa.
Not out of any particular choice. I've just never. There's never really been an opportunity to have it, and I don't really want to go and buy a bottle just for the sake of it. So
It's a good
Just,
it's good all-purpose spicy condiment. It works.
Yeah.
It's good
Sure.
stuff.
sure, I'd probably like it.
Yeah.
Just never had
Yeah.
a chance.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So, sorry, you claim to have never had a chance and that you wouldn't go out and buy a bottle just to have it. Did you not recently post an Instagram post where you'd bought like 8 bottles of sauce?
Yes, but Crucials don't make sriracha sauce, so
and Nathan is
Just-
sponsored by Crucials.
I am.
Isn't it?
I can
Coming to your
massively
parent.
testify to Crucials. They are an absolutely amazing brand. I love them to bits.
It's on your football jersey, I saw.
Absolutely.
This one is so good I've written it down to try it. Toast with butter, Joe Camp says, toast with butter on first, then Nutella.
That was just dirty.
Hey,
I
that
don't think
sounds-
I'd work.
I mean, yeah,
That
we
sounds
know it'll be
easy.
nice, but it's dirty as anything and unnecessary.
We used to eat toast with butter and then a mix of cinnamon sugar on it when I was a kid. That was a quick, easy breakfast.
Oh,
That's really good.
Sorry, say that again?
It's just toasted bread, butter, and then a equal mix of cinnamon and sugar, and you just put it on the bread and just kind of let.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnamon toast. Yeah, I've had
Yeah,
that.
cinnamon
I had that
toast,
loads as a kid.
Yeah,
that
that's a
sounds
go-to.
delightful.
Have you guys never had that?
No.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Literally, Emma and I had that often as children.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I had blue tack bread.
I had super mousse, so
Oh, suck. Oli Splinsky says, happy 30th, gents.
thank you.
I'll bite the bullet as there seems to be a distinct lack of questions. These niche ones don't seem to be as popular.
Insult. So
Interesting
Yeah.
feedback, so.
yeah,
What is your significant other's most annoying food quirk?
yeah.
Not cooking my dinner quick enough. And it's funny because she doesn't listen to the show, so she'll never know I said that.
Yeah. It's cowardly, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting
I don't
tomato
actually-
puree on a pickle?
Let's all do Nate's significant other's most annoying food quirk.
Is it?
Don't knock it till you try it. Actually, genuinely, I can't think of that she has one. Like
Mine would be
any quirk, let alone one that I find annoying.
Mine would be that she's a very picky eater, so and I'm not. So when it comes time to like decide on what we're gonna eat, I'm just like, well, what do you want? And she won't decide, but I'm like, I'll eat anything from anywhere. Like, so you make your decision on what you feel like eating. It's just we go on and on for an hour. I think that's a pretty common thing.
Yeah,
though.
that's not Casey,
Yeah.
mate. That's women.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, you'll literally that happens all the time
Yeah,
with me as well. Like,
always.
Like I will have anything. I will have anything. No, sorry, it's you go. What do you want for dinner? And then she'll go, oh, I don't mind at all.
So you select
okay,
something.
great. Yeah, let's have
No, I
KFC.
don't.
Oh,
No, I don't fancy that. Yeah.
Okay, let's have Chinese.
No.
Okay, what do you want?
Well, I don't know. Whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And scene.
Yeah.
We should roleplay more often.
Oh. I read a thing the other day, and it was a social media post. And it was a guy saying to avoid that, what you do is you say to your wife, girlfriend, significant other, you say, "Guess where I'm taking you for dinner," and whatever they say is where you're taking them.
Wow, that
Try-
is clever. Yeah.
I tried it.
That-
I tried it, and Gemma went, "I know what you're doing, Stuart."
Yeah. That would probably work once, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every night. Hashtag mental question alert. Also, what was your food quirk as a young'un? Stay frosty, y'all. Pile of salt's probably my one.
You've heard all of mine.
Yeah. Do you know? Here's one. Right, it's more of a right. What I used to do as a young'un, I used to only open my cans, my drinks rimples, a fraction of a bit, and drink them instead of from the edge, from the middle, like literally suck the goodness out.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that's.
Did you think that was how it was supposed to be done, or you just didn't understand how cans work?
Just hipster. I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking like a normal person. Yeah.
Olis Plinsky's also said, "Don't have to read this on the pod." Insert MJ reading it out. But I am Ayaz on YouTube. Has that blown my mind? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't know Olis Plinsky from the YouTube comments.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I recognise that name. I feel like I do, but I'm not certain.
He's obviously a regular commenter on the podcast.
Insta.
But I'd say the last few weeks, his comments have just gone up another level. They're
MVP.
just sort of, yeah, he's definitely stepped up. And while we're talking about it, where's Bong Lungs? What's happened to Bong Lungs? I've not heard from him for ages.
Next comment is from Bong Lungs.
Yeah, there we go.
I do not enjoy when my food is served with tomato sauce all over my chips. I prefer a nice little blob on the side.
Who serves it like that, though? I've never been somewhere where they've served it with the sauce on.
No one serves ketchup on food.
No, it's just you were gonna put it on, and those people are weird as well. It's on the side. There's people that'll do that though, just pour it all over.
I was going to say that's a good question. I don't know if it's a quirk per se, but what do you do with your condiments? Are you a drizzle over the top, or you a dip on the side?
Dip on the side.
If it's fries, it's dip on the side. Yeah.
And MJ, I know you're not a huge condiment guy, but if you were,
Yeah, dip. Usually condiments take sort of centre stage when I do like chicken dippers or whatever. I'll put, because it's like an oven cooked dinner, I put the effort into the sauce, so I make ranch and whatnot. So that's dip. It needs these premium sauces need to be treated with the respect on the level that they were made with.
When you do that, does Claire have the sauce on its own?
Good reference. No, she does actually dip them. Bonglung's also said, "Don't mix strains."
Correct.
Key. Frankie Funko, I put vinegar and pepper on my ham and mushroom pizza.
Okay,
good.
That's definitely a bit weird.
Okay, the pepper's fair game, I think.
Yeah.
The vinegar's a bit,
no. Yeah, when I
odd.
say weird, I mean gross, and that's only because I don't like vinegar. That does bring me on to a good point, actually, guys. Podcast question, so leave a comment or whatever, send us a message or something. Should I buy the domain name www.vinegarpikachu.com? My plan for the website would be that it would be a hand-drawn picture of a bottle of vinegar, but the bottle is in the shape of Pikachu. And maybe you could click on it, and it would it would go like Pikachu.
How much would that domain name cost you?
I'm not sure it'd be particularly much.
It might be taken already.
It's not.
Can I? I don't really. Why?
Vinegarpikachu.com. Do you need me to spell
it out for you?
No.
At www.vi.
How you spelling dot? Right, next. Move on.
Luke C99, eating
Got a
pizza
migraine.
upside. What? Yeah, what? You've got a migraine?
Yeah, you're giving me a migraine.
Oh, fine.
Side up.
Eating pizza upside down until the age of 10. Oh well, at least I tried it before I was 25.
Wait, upside down or backwards?
Oh,
I can. Oh.
Like upside down seems like you wouldn't eat pizza that way. It's just gonna fall over the place. Backwards, I get. We have stuffed crust pizza here, which is like the advertisers for like that's the selling point. You can eat your pizza backwards.
yeah, we have stuffed crust pizza, Eric.
Yeah,
this is England, not the 19th century.
You just said you just got peanut butter and jelly, which has been around since Pilgrims came here.
Oh,
I don't think he's eating his pizza. I don't think he's eating his pizza upside down. If he's eating his pizza, or is he standing upside down?
Is he on his head?
I think it's saying he's having it upside down.
Is he an acrobat?
There's some.
I can see the logic behind it though, because then like the most flavourful part of it is hitting your tongue
It's on
first.
your tongue.
But
Like an upside down
It's just-
Subway.
it's just, I just imagine it's messy as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
weird.
literally just about to reference what Stuart just
Yeah,
said.
sort your life
I
out,
do eat
Carrigan.
my Subway upside down. It's got more flavour on the top of the bread.
Correct.
Honey oat.
What?
What?
Carry on. I don't care. Carry on.
Rich's Kitchen, aka the Cookie Mill, aka the Gothel,
Bottle.
used to eat.
Do you know what? Don't read his question.
Wow.
Not interested.
Oh, why?
You know why?
What's he done?
Well, I mean, it's what he didn't do.
What didn't he do?
Didn't invite me on his stag do, did he?
Of course, yeah. Well,
Wow. Fuming.
yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
I stand with Stu.
Next question.
That's fucked up. Used to eat sandwiches from the outside
don't-
in. Yeah.
You're still asking the question. I will edit it out.
Did invite me.
Well, yeah, exactly. And David Goss.
Eat things in a plate in order. I free stickers before eating them. Do any of you have any weird way of eating chocolate or bar of biscuit or eating around the sides of a Jaffa cake and then the jelly or eating the chocolate off a Kit Kat, saving nothing but the wafer?
MJ, I think you need to answer this one on your own.
Yeah, yes to all of that. Probably. I don't know. Frozen Snickers sounds pretty fucking hard.
Right.
No, that's too hard. Frozen Reese's Reese cups are good. Snickers is too much.
I've not tried that.
Yeah, try the Reese cup. That's a must in the freezer. That's probably the best thing you could freeze and eat.
Wow.
Normal size or mini? Or either?
No, I don't. No such thing as a mini Reese's. It's normal size Reese's cups. Then just throw them in the freezer, and they don't ever get too hard, so you can like take them right out and eat them, and they're not like they don't hurt your teeth or anything. Snickers will. You have to wait.
So we did get the mini one before you. That's good to know.
No, we have it. I just don't acknowledge it.
Oh, right.
I've written it down. It's on the list.
I can see it working. Is that everything, Mr. Michael Jameson?
That's all of the social medias.
All the sockmen. Thank you very much, everyone, for your questions, comments, especially Rich. Stuart, have you got any games for us to play?
Oh, I reckon I can rustle one up.
It's time to play a game. Let's play a game. It's called Sweeter or Severio. We pull the name of a foodstuff out of a hat. You tell us what you think about that. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory? Will it be sugary or covered in salt? It's just no way to know. But you must predict. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory?
Hopefully you're going to do better than Rara and Riley, because the last couple of attempts at this game have been awful. So fingers crossed. Let's go for a nice, good run of sweeter or savoury. The first one is for our dear friend Arturo. It is ketchup. Eric, will the next... Oh, that's a bad product, isn't it, to start with?
I don't know.
No, I think ketchup has a lot of sugar in it, especially if it's a non-natural one. So I'd have to go savourier after that.
Savourier than ketchup. Let's go. The product that we have is mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah, that would be savourier.
Yeah, this is the sixth time that mayonnaise has been out of the hat, which isn't a hat anymore.
Man loves it.
I think it might be the most out product that we've had.
Is mayo ketchup a thing there? I just got a bottle of mayo chip.
There was talk of Heinz releasing it in this country if they got a certain amount of retweets and bullshit.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether they did. It's certainly not in the UK yet.
Yeah,
but
it's alright.
Mayo.
It's sweeter, I would say.
Sweeter than mayo. We will go for this, which is. Oh, mate. Can you see that?
What is it?
Oh
Okay.
no!
Oh no, that's not sweeter.
Bacon is not sweeter. 3.
So we've got another tie of 3.
Yeah. 3 again.
Is anybody this year going to break the 3?
It's crazy. Remember the good old days when people used to get 7 and 13 and like actual scores?
I think Jason's hexed it because he's not been back on the show.
Yeah.
He's just like he's cursed the sweeter or savoury game so that he can never be beaten.
Yeah. He has been back on the show.
Has he?
Yeah. He came back and did... So he did movie food initially, and then he came back...
Easter. He came back for Easter, didn't
Easter,
he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I do apologise, Jason. Yes,
It was
yes.
a long time ago. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, well, that shoots a hole in that theory then.
Yeah. It's not Jason's fault.
No, it's not Jason's fault. I do apologise,
Do you know
Jason.
what? Maybe it's because now, instead of drawing them out of the northern flat cap, I draw them out of a small stormtrooper's helmet.
Oh, is that what it's been the
And they
last
keep
3
missing.
times?
And they keep missing, yeah. Pew, 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 miss, miss, miss.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I need to
Is
bring
it
back the
not?
hat.
Yeah, is the Northern Flat Cap not in the theme tune?
We pull the name of a foodstuff out of a hat. I mean, it's still technically a hat.
It's a helmet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a helmet, which is a type of hat.
A helmet pulling them out of something more like.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
This cat's got claws.
Well, thank you for playing, Eric. It's a shame that you couldn't have beaten the pitiful score of 3.
Yeah,
but that's your one and only chance, I'm afraid. Next time round, you get a different game if you come back on the show. So, oh well, you didn't take your chance.
Bummed it.
Before we sign off the show, we have a couple of Patreon subscribers that have joined in the fun, so they get their well-deserved shout-out on the show. We've got Joseph Carter, who goes by JS Carter, I believe, on the social medias, and I've seen his name ticking around a bit.
Is this the guy that keeps tweeted me about beer?
I think so, maybe.
that's right.
Is he an actor?
He did.
I think so.
He did the Beavertown Laludian. It was on the FRUK show that I just filmed.
Right. Cool. Yeah, lad, like him.
Thank you very much, Joseph. And also a very special one, which is Stephen Rowlands, which maybe the name won't necessarily mean much to many people. But Stuart's obviously clocked on to what it is. Mr. Rowlands is the guy who called me out for not tipping a few shows ago. And it got the conversation flowing about how I was going to give a mega tip to the Indian restaurant when I went back, which I did do, and I did approve such a tip on the Instagram.
Allegedly.
I would like to clear up one of your conspiracy theories was that I was paying a 30-something pound meal with £40 worth of cash. I did, in fact, actually take a photo of the card receipt, which will show that I actually paid for the meal on my card and that the cash was a supplementary amount of money. I also have messages from the owner of the restaurant thanking me for being a wonderful human being and doing such a nice, kind thing.
Mate,
does he reference the payment?
He does reference the large tip, but he doesn't reference the amount.
Oh,
speaking of large tips, I've got messages from Dwight York saying that he's going to come on the podcast. We can all make fake messages, mate.
This is true. Yeah, so thank you very much to Steve, or Stephen. I don't know if he likes being called Steve. Probably hates it. But thank you very much for your donation to the Patreon fund. And thank you for joining in the fun of the whole event of me throwing my money away.
I do know someone who hates being called Steve.
His name's Barry.
I was literally going to say his name's Barry.
Say it again.
100%. Fuck. Oh my god, I was going to say his name's Barry.
I was literally going to say his name's Barry.
No. I'm fuming. I was literally even about to say it. We almost say it. We almost said it concurrently.
We could all almost do something, but some of us do something.
Yeah.
I'm fuming.
I also do have a little shout out also to a lovely young man, Mr. Alex Herbert, who sent us a delightful message on Instagram this morning. It was something very beautiful to wake up to, where he basically just said about what a cracking channel Food Review UK is, and it was very heartfelt. And he and his friend, let me just call up the name of his friend. I think it was Joshua or Jacob. And they're basically talking about or Barry or Steve. And yeah, how much it's helped them through their university just to unwind and stuff. And it was just a very, very touching message. And all at the Food Review UK compound were very excited to read it. So thank you very much, Alex. And hopefully you enjoy this little shout out on the show. Cue everyone now messaging us to try and get a free shout out on the show.
Please do. Like I said earlier, we've run out of ideas. We'll do an hour and a half of shout outs if you send us enough nice messages.
Exactly. It was just there'll be no show anymore. It'll just be we got another message from this person.
Joking apart, reading your nasty comments full podcast would be fucking amazing. We should encourage people to literally send in really long insults of like at least 2 paragraphs each.
Oh.
Yeah. I would happily read nasty comments out. That'd be great. Sorry, Alex's friend Josh. So thank you very much, Alex and Josh, and I hope you enjoy the podcast and the rest of the videos that we have going up in the future. So unless anybody else has anything, I'd like to do an outro for the show. I was just waiting to see if anybody had anything, but nobody did. That's our show, just like...
That was slick, Nathan. I think
wasn't it?
This is probably going to be the best ending.
I don't think it is, Stuart. I think there's a saboteur in the mix.
I think it's important to not fudge up the outros, though, mate.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
That's the key thing that is good to do.
I'm very on message tonight. I know that we did agree that tonight we should try and do a really slick ending, and I just want you to know, I want the listeners to know that I'm very, very on board with that, Nathan. I will do everything I can to ensure that the outro to this podcast is smooth and uneventful.
Yeah, I just think it's important, honestly.
It is.
No, genuinely,
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that it is important to not fuck it up.
If you can't get the ending right, then the rest of it won't be right, will it?
It's what everybody remembers. So.
Exactly.
Literally. Oh, I've had enough. I'm quitting. I feel like that moment that Tim sat in the conference in the training day, and he just like, I've had enough. I just feel like I want to storm out and just leave you all to it.
You've already done that. You did that a lot of episodes ago.
I did that on the first episode.
Yeah.
I think one of the very first ones.
Yeah. Just say Nathan.
Yeah.
Say thank you to Eric for coming on the podcast.
Thank you, Eric, for coming on the podcast.
Nathan.
Hey, it was a pleasure. I appreciate getting to come on, and hopefully I'll meet one of you guys in person one day.
One of us.
Love that.
Where can people find you? I know you don't necessarily have like a blog or anything like that, but I know you're very active on the social media. So where can people find you if they really want to?
Yeah, just Eric Bylenok, Bylenok on Facebook. My Twitter is where I'm mostly active. Is emo _Kev KEV, or I'm sorry, Kev _emo. It's backwards because emo Kev was taken by somebody else. So that's where you can find me. Always shout out. Tell me what you thought about me on the show. Unless it's negative, then don't.
Positive press only. I don't normally do this, but Stuart and Michael, where can people find you?
What?
I mean, if you pause longer, that'd be great.
You can find me on Twitter at Stuart with the UA_Rex, on Instagram at Teleblaster, most importantly on YouTube at Toy Review UK and at Energy. I still haven't changed my YouTube name. God, give me some suggestions for what I should change my YouTube name to.
Not Energon.
Not Energon McZap. Yes.
The
It's all better
hopping
now.
mad hopping mank.
The Hopping Mank.
Yeah, so like hopping mad, but you're from Mank.
Mank for it.
Spunky eyes.
Oh.
Spunky eyed.
Spunk-eyed and small girlish 12-year-old. And
Brilliant.
I
Brilliant.
don't know.
Fantastic.
What an ending.
Yeah.
It's sad when this is probably the best ending we've ever done.
Yeah. The outro is important, I've heard.
My YouTube channel is Michael Jameson Comedy. It's very funny.
No,
It's
that's
more
not
active.
ours.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's not ours.
sorry, it says you're the one who's been laughing at all my recent videos.
Yeah, but it's not mine.
Yeah, yes, I'll take it.
So I've
It
heard.
would count in Monsters Inc., wouldn't it? Yeah, and my Instagram's at Resourceman, but I'm not so active in it. But you'll get a couple a week.
And if I'm going to be egotistical. If you want to find me, then actually, I've changed my name on Twitter. What is it now?
So thank you so much, guys. That's all we got time for. Yeah.
It's at Nate FRUK, because I'm the only person that uses FRUK to market ourselves on our personal accounts. Doesn't make me better than them, just makes me sadder. Thank you all for listening, and we will be back in a couple of weeks' time with potentially a very big guest.
Correct.
See you later. Bye.
Ooh, Nathan, that was
Yeah.
a good ending. Just before we finally say actually goodbye, do you remember about an hour and a half ago? Do you remember when I got 10 out of 10 on Quivia? Good times.
All hail Stuart, King of
Correct.
Oh,
Quivia.
hang on. He went last every single go. That's never happened before.
So,
Is there some? Are you guys sort of indicating that you cheated?
no, I did.
Are you saying
contemplate
he took
that.
you saying what you said helped him? Because I don't think that helped anybody.
No, there was no cheating.
It's just that
It's possible
this
to leave
is
that in as a stinger.
this is the first time that the order's been the same as
Yeah,
every
that was
turn,
weird, Nathan.
All right. I might do it.
I think we've got covered something.
I just couldn't be bothered to remember who went first next time. I just wanted to just keep it simple. Sorry,
That was a big burp.
it was a big burp.
Yeah.
Is this still part of the show? I don't actually know if we've actually outroed from the show or not. If this is still just in there.
Dunno.
It feels a reference that Eric would understand. This feels blaster crafty.
Yeah, it feels the ending of Return of the Kingy. We just keep coming back.
Yeah.
Michael Jameson, you bow to no one.
Correct.
I think when I do the actual relatively slick outro, if you cut it there, put the outro music, and then stick everything after it.
Yeah, I do that every now and again.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like an Easter egg. It's
Including this.
like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
We're just never gonna
This
stop.
is the end
I don't
credits
think it
scene.
should ever end. I think it would be so good to have the most archaic outro on the day that Nate said he wanted to do a good outro. Even if no one else knew, which they will know because we've kept this bit in and I've just explained it.
We have to keep this bit long enough as well, because some people will just hear the outro music and immediately skip to the next podcast or whatever. But if they look at their phone and they're like, "Shit, there's 10 minutes left."
Isn't it?
Yeah. If this was
Chaos.
a Marvel end credits scene, which Marvel characters would we all be?
That's good.
That's a great question.
Michael Jameson's Iron Man.
Obviously.
I would say.
What, like absolutely devoid of any powers?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
his personality gets him a long way.
Personality incredibly flawed. Yeah.
That's the only similarity.
Yeah.
Drinks copious amounts and wears garish outfits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dips things in salt. That's his superpower.
The most famous of Tony Stark's attributes. I mean,
Stuart would be Arnim Zola because they ain't got the internet up there yet.
Brilliant. Was he Toby what's his face?
Yeah,
in the MCU.
Yeah, Toby Jones.
I mean, I'm not sure about that. Thank you.
Oh.
Is that based on appearance or?
I mean, a little bit, and also the fact that isn't Armin Zola a Nazi?
Yeah.
I mean,
sort of.
I mean, rather oddly, you've just said I'm Armin Zola. I have absent-mindedly doodled some swastikas on my little pad tonight. I can't remember why. But I did.
Well, let's hope this doesn't make the outro.
Why?
No, this is.
Can you think of anything that happened in the podcast that might have led to me drawing some swastikas?
Just looking at Michael, I imagine.
Oh, did we talk about Nazis tonight?
That is weird, actually.
We talked about Trump. We started off with Trump.
It must have been Trump.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, look what I've absent-mindedly drawn.
Whoa!
we can't say out loud what I have drawn there.
Amazing. Has anyone else drawn a symbol of hate this evening?
There's a ghost for Halloween.
Yeah, a Halloween ghost.
Yeah, a symbol of 8.
The symbol of AIDS. Oh, Nathan, you've really brought things down there, haven't you?
Oh, I know. My puns are by far the worst things you can possibly do in the world. It is actually weird. This is actually our best outro ever, by virtue of being our worst.
You're welcome.